bit helps, well, that'll put a hard, heavy weight on you. Make you think about life and what's really valued in a person. Ignoring ain't easy. It's just familiar. There's a rawness about a fellow trotting to the other side of the road to avoid you, running away, and hoping it don't look too obvious. It'd be a shame to hear a man say, "Good morning," or "God bless," if there was any chance he might hit you up for some spare change or $1 or $2 to get through the day. Funny how the look of a man means so little and yet so much. My clothes are better now, I guess, although the pantries and shelters always had fine things. Wearing a flannel shirt and jeans in Nashville is a sign that you're either homeless or a millionaire country music star with a mansion and a tour bus. You could be a rancher, a lawyer, a bootlegger, no telling. I've never been sure how people could spot a homeless person, at least from far enough away to avoid you. Yeah, I'd lost some teeth by the end of it, and I ate a lot of my meals from places most folks wouldn't even touch. I drank water from my hands out of a creek, and sometimes my dinner plate was a tin pot on the ground. Showering wasn't always a daily thing, but my hair looked all right, and I always had shoes. I wore my T-shirts right side out most of the time, and I didn't shuffle or yell at voices nobody else could hear like some of the poor souls down there. I guess it's just a feeling that drives folks away. As I've spent more time in the Bible, I think a lot about John the Baptist. Long-haired, wearing camel hide, eating bugs and honey, hollering at crowds to repent. You reckon he'd go over in Nashville or New York today? At least I had my guitar. There were a lot of times when that made all the difference. With a six-string in front of me, I wasn't looked at like a hobo or a vagrant or whatever down and dirty word you'd use to push your fellow man a notch or two below you. I was an attraction, a street artist. I was bohemian, I heard more than once. A couple of chords into a song and heads always turned. People would slow their walks or stop altogether and listen. Most would smile, maybe tap their toes. Some would eventually throw a few bucks into the case I had open with an out-of-work sign propped up inside it. One time, I was sitting on a bench near the bus stop, playing on the street, when a bunch of teenage girls came out of a restaurant at the corner. They were all talking at once and giggling the way girls do. Then they heard my song and just broke out dancing. It was a big, happy group. There wasn't a boy among them. So I changed it up and played something slow to see what they'd do. Well, they paired up and swayed to the beat without missing a step. A couple of them put together a little waltz, which was funny since I wasn't playing anything near that kind of music. When one of the moms came out, I told her how beautiful that scene was. The happiness of those girls, the innocence of them. It was hard not to see it without smiling. I told that mom how she should enjoy this time. She smiled and nodded, assuming nothing bad out of me, nothing at all. Without my guitar, that wouldn't have been the case. Put that thing away, and I was worse than invisible. I was contagious. When it was just me with my hands in my pockets, people steered clear. A buddy of mine named John from the streets in East Nashville puts old road maps in the windows of his Ford pickup so he can get some sleep during the day. John's rich in the homeless world because he has a vehicle and can get to a job so long as there's gas. He still eats out of dumpsters some, and he struggles with addiction and with losing time and has trouble with memory like so many of us. But he doesn't play or sing, so he doesn't have a draw, nothing to connect him with people. Music did that for me. It's doing it still. I think about those days on the streets with my guitar when people cheer at my shows, when they buy my records in a country I couldn't have found on a map just a few years ago. Who would have thought that a fella who'd been writing and singing country and Americana music for 50 years, a boy who grew up in Queens, New York, listening to bluegrass, a man who rambled in and out of homelessness in Nashville without selling a single record, who could have believed that somebody like that would be one of the best-selling acts in Sweden in his mid-60s? I never would have considered it, yet here we are. The word miracle gets a lot of work nowadays. Too much, I think. A tree limb falls a few inches.
To keep listening to this audiobook for free, click the link in the description. It will take you to a free Audible trial where you can listen to this and many other books for free for 30 days.